6:08. It's pretty dark. This is not the Blair Witch Project. It's the Steve and Gino Hike Project. We'll check in a bit. Another view of McClellan Butte here in the morning light. Sky's a little bit orange to the east. Gino thinks one of these two is called Mount Kent. We'll have to look that up when we get home. But McClellan Butte. The sky's a little bit orange up there. We're heading up this way. And we'll check in up ahead and fill you in on what we're doing today. Well, good morning, finally. From the Alpine Lakes Wilderness, this is Steve with my hiking buddy Gino.
Good morning.
And today we're on the trail to Mason Lake. We're about 40 minutes into the hike. We've reached a point where the trail cuts up here steeply. To our left, we've been on an old access road from the beginning, but we're going to head up this way. A hike we haven't been on in a couple years. Last time we came up here, we had quite an adventure, which I'll fill you in on a little bit later. But decided to give this a try today. We actually came up a week ago today, and it was raining heavily from about Issaquah east, and we decided that this time of year we sometimes have rainy days and sometimes good days, and we'd postpone it a week. We actually went back down to North Bend and hiked Rattlesnake Ledge last week. But today it's dry, cloudy, and very mild. So rain in the forecast today, later in the day, but we'll be done by then. And today is actually the first day of fall. So like I said, a lake we haven't been to in a couple years. We're looking forward to it. Hope you are too. Thanks for hiking with us. We're in the switchbacks, and from a turn, there's Mount Rainier off in the distance. We are way up above I-90. You can hear it down below us. And I see the Palouse to Cascades Trail over there, Gino, along that hillside.
Yep.
And we're going up this way. Trail's real rocky, and actually, as Gino reminded me, when we get up to where the trail splits, we've got a boulder field to cross before we cross the ridge and go down to the lake. So we'll check in up at the trail junction up above us. I mentioned we're up above I-90. There it is down below us. And we've got a little bit of fall color around us here. And the trail, we're going to go through the woods here, and then it's going to be, at some point, it's really going to open up, and we're not going to be in the woods anymore, and we're going to have some spectacular views. We've had a couple sneak peeks of Bandera Mountain, which this trail shares the way to get to it, and it's really colorful. So we'll take some more video up there. We've reached the proverbial fork in the trail. We're going to go this way to Mason Lake. And if you were to head to Bandera Mountain, you'd go this way. And we're kind of blocked by some trees here, so I will film when we get up above them a little bit, and then you'll see the upper slopes, and I'll show you Bandera and our trail, which is through a boulder field and over the ridge. But Rainier off in the distance there. Cloudy morning. Nice breeze keeping us cool. We can still hear the traffic noise down on I-90. And my partner comes up beside me. Gino, what is the climb from here to the top of Bandera? You told me about it once. Isn't it like in a mile, 1,600 feet or something?
I know it's a half mile, it's like 1,000 feet.
Half mile, 1,000 feet. So just to give you some perspective, Tiger Mountain, where we go, and Mount Si is about 800 feet in a mile. So this is 1,000 feet and a half mile. And I'll get some shots of it as we head up above. So we're going to take a break here at the junction. This last section was over a lot of rocks and boulders and loose shale. Got to watch your footing, and
We got bugs.
And we're going to take a short break. So we'll check in up above. So giving you the lay of the land, we're on our way to Mason Lake. Trail's going to go up here and cross over this ridge, and then we're going to drop down to the lake. Couple hundred feet. Off in the distance, that is Mount Defiance, and a hike we haven't been on in a while. You actually traverse along to the far left side and then climb to the top. I'm looking now toward Hazy West. We actually saw Tiger Mountain down below. It kind of blends in today, and I-90 is down below us, and we're not too far parked above this exit ramp down there. We're not that far up above it, so you can see we've made a lot of ground, and a lot of fall color. And hopefully up above here I'll have a better shot of Bandera Mountain, which is off to my right. So onward and upward. Final push to the ridge and then down to Mason Lake. So it's a bit slow going through here because you got these rocks and smaller boulders of all shapes and sizes. Some of them are loose. You got to really watch your footing. You don't want to twist or break an ankle. But this last stretch here before we got to the junction and then this stretch up to the ridge is like this, very rocky. So if you come up this way, just be aware. We were just saying we're glad it's not wet because that would make this even worse. So we're almost there. When we hit the tree line, we're going to hang a right and go over the ridge and down to the lake. Let me take you with me as I cross the last part of the boulders, crest the ridge. Hopefully I don't fall. And we head down the other side, down to Mason Lake. Here we go. We're going to head down this way. Trail switchbacks down, and we'll check in down at the lake in a few minutes. We have reached the pristine shores of Mason Lake. 8 o'clock, so we did it under 2 hours. What do you think of that? And this is the lake. It's pretty good sized. I'm standing on a little bluff above the lake. Let me zoom out. I guess I'm zoomed out as far as I can. Didn't see any cars in the parking lot this morning, so there's probably no one camped up here, but this is a very popular lake. There's a lot of campsites on this shore, and then I'll swing around behind the tree here and a lot on this shore. And then up above there, I'll try to get a better picture of it later, that's Bandera Mountain, and where we met that trail junction earlier, that's where you'd climb up to that. So we crested that ridge, dropped a couple hundred feet down to the lake. It probably is half mile, probably a quarter mile back here. But as you can see, the lake is glass smooth this morning, pretty clear. And the outlet creek, we just crossed over it. It's flowing okay. So for mid-September, late September, not bad. So we're going to take a break here. We'll resume filming in a little while. So far, so good. Thanks for hiking with us. Mason Lake is a pretty good sized lake, as you can see. We're on the, Gino, is this the north side, I would guess?
I think so, yeah.
And the outlet, where I first filmed, is right over there. But beautiful morning up here. Temps in the mid to upper 50s. Haven't seen any people. One thing I was going to mention, this area, you can go on a bunch of different trails to a bunch of different lakes. Over this ridge over here, if we were to continue this way, you'd go up to Island Lake, Rainbow Lake. You could access Pratt Lake. What is it? Lake Kula Kula, I think. Talipus, Olali. You saw Mount Defiance earlier. There's all kinds of trails that are bisecting this area and a lot of places to camp. So in the summer, a very popular part of the state, the Alpine Lakes region, and we weren't sure if we'd see anybody. We didn't think so since there was no cars, but like I said, with all the trails up here, someone could come in from another trailhead. So anyway, we're gonna take a break here, recharge and refuel as we usually do, and then we'll make the long trek back to the car. We got a little bit of a climb out of the lake basin, and then it's all downhill from there. So we'll check it in a while. One last look at Mason Lake, and then we're going to climb up to the ridge top and then head down the other side and begin our descent back to the car. Beautiful setting. Glad we made it back here. It's been a couple years. As we climb out of the lake basin, I'm glancing down at a boulder field down here. the scene of one of Gino and I's many adventures. Remember that 2 years ago, buddy?
Here, here.
Boy, we had quite an adventure going through that. We took the old Mason Lake Trail to the lake, and we had to traverse that. And if I remember right, it was raining a little bit. It was wet, and boy, it's quite a challenge. It went for a long ways, and the two amigos and Gino and Steve made it across, but boy, it wore us out. So we're happily on the new trail today. But one of our many adventures when we go hiking here. But boy, we're approaching the ridge top here in a little bit. I see the rock wall up there that we got to go by. So we'll check in on the other side of the ridge. There's the rock wall. From the ridge top, there's McClellan Butte. Mount Rainier off in the distance here, under some clouds. We're going this way. So it's all downhill from here, Gino.
Yep.
Whew. We're looking forward to that. A very fallish looking hillside here as we descend down. A lot of reds, oranges, and yellows. And a lot of green still. Sun's out. Here's the old trail that I mentioned earlier. It heads up right over there. And you eventually get to the lake. It's shorter and steeper. It follows Mason Creek, which we're coming up to, and I'll take a picture of in a little bit. And this is the bridge over Mason Creek. So Mason Creek is what flows out of Mason Lake up above. We've reached the creek. We got a nice waterfall here. And then it heads down this slab here. Very nice. And we have run into 7 hikers, and we've got 2 more, so 9, all in the last 10 minutes here. So Gino noticed this. They had a log bridge here before that was washed away one winter or spring with the snow melt, and they've got this thing tied into this rock, and then it's tied into the bridge here. But it's quite a cable and some big bolts, and we've got this really cool slab going down, heading down, but very cool. So as I mentioned before those other 2 hikers showed up, we haven't seen anybody all morning, and then we got back to the road. Right before we got to the road, we saw our first 2, and since then we've seen 7 to the bridge. So after not seeing anybody, 9 people here in the last 10 minutes or so. So we were kind of wondering on the way down if we'd see anybody, but obviously we have. So we're about, gosh, what do you think, Gino? 20 minutes from the car?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, and we'll check in one final time down there. Hey, this is Steve checking in one final time as we approach the parking lot at Mason Lake Trail. It's about 9:40, so great time coming down. Saw 3 more hikers, so the count is 12. So what a great hike, Gino. Glad we did it today.
Yes, indeed.
And not sure where we'll go next week. We've been kicking around a few ideas, and this time of year, I mentioned earlier, we're getting into fall. Today's the first day of fall, and the weather's going to start turning on us, so there may be a day where we hike in the rain and I won't take the video camera. And so, plus we're kind of being closer in now. Not sure if we're going to get back down to Rainier here this fall, but we'll see. But we will keep hiking, and just keep checking the website on YouTube, Hiking Man Steve. So until next time, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hiking with us. We'll see you again.